welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Glory, glory, chef. Bring
The
on
one.
Barca, Filbrizio, Romano. Gentlemen,
Good
good
night. Good
evening.
night.
Yes, good night, good night, good night.
And we feeling nice because revenge was sorted.
Good evening.
Yes. You
Yes.
understand? And in better fashion than the initial blow was served to us on Sunday. You
Yep.
understand what I'm saying? So, guys, let me get into it, right? Now, this is another game added to our already busy fixture schedule,
Right.
but is a welcomed one, right? Burnley is now coming to Old Trafford in the next round of the Carabao Cup in December. We are in the next round. Now, I want to ask you something before we get into the game and so forth and so on, and maybe you all in the comments as well could jump in on this. Do you all think that we should prioritize the Carabao Cup? You know what I mean? And as I mentioned before, considering all the games that we have, I mean, you would want to, if you were to tier all the different competitions that we in right now, Carabao Cup is probably to the bottom. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, Carabao Cup is like the least, right?
Yeah, yeah. On a normal season, Carabao Cup. Yeah.
Right. So considering everything, and then on top of that now, we have a thin squad. And when I say thin, I mean when you start to take players out of the best 11, you have to see how the level is dropped. To the example, but we will get into that. So Phil, Chef, and you all in the comments, do you all see the Carabao Cup as a insignificant or maybe unnecessary trophy at this point in time?
Um, my answer gonna be a bit different, right? Because I don't think we have enough squad depth to go through all four competitions, but we still gotta find some way to grind out results. I would say probably gone are the days where you can say, yeah, let's
Eh,
not let's not prioritize, because at the end of the day, under let's go back to Sir Alex Ferguson. Sir Alex Ferguson will play a very strong second string. Emphasis on the word strong and second string squad that could probably get us to a semi-final, maybe a final, right? But this squad right now, there's a gulf, there's a big, massive difference between the first team and, for example, that team that played tonight, right? In terms of prioritizing, I can say yes and no. I think every single match going forward in the Carabao Cup is almost like a final, right? You don't want to be out with the Carabao Cup, right? Because let's I look at it from a rival's point of view. We get knocked out the Carabao Cup, and then rivals are down our throat. We win the Carabao Cup, and they can say, "Oh, you guys are a big club. You celebrating winning a small trophy." I would rather take that. I would rather win that small trophy and let rivals go, "Oh, you celebrating that you won the World Cup. So what? What did you win?" Right?
I
That's my approach.
I would say, um, you see the approach we're taking right now, basically playing the French players, maybe the second, third string players to start. And if push come to shove, we bring on the guns. But I still, for now, would continue to give the French players playing time. Um, the French players playing time. Also the sex, and still incorporate some of the youngsters into it. And if we can't get the job done, then you bring on the guns.
But you see, Chef, my thing on it is this, right? Because I mean, I think this wrong was kind of very evident of all the big teams who choose to rotate heavy they get knocked out,
Yeah.
right?
Liverpool
Because
get away.
yeah, and watch me, them get away. Trust me, they get away. Because
Yeah,
the other
Liverpool
team,
get
the
away.
other, I think Bar, who in this wrong now? Bar City and let's say Liverpool and probably Newcastle,
That's
right?
it.
They
All
are
the
the
London
only,
teams
yeah,
gone.
all the other teams in it. This is like everything for them. Whereas
Yeah.
the teams that call, we have so much more to play for in terms of league finish, you know, tournaments in Europe. So I asked myself whether it, because I mean our drop off, as I said before, so many teams rotated and they get knocked out, and then the drop off from our first team to our second team or wherever after the first team, it real poor. So it's either if Ericsson Hag really want to win this, then he gotta go full strength, you
Yeah.
know. So I mean, is it worth it? That is my question.
I
Is
got
it worth it?
I got to say something because I think the teams the hardest or the most challenging teams left are Newcastle, Liverpool, and City, right?
Yeah.
Now, Newcastle, us, and Liverpool, I think our intentions are the same, which are to get into the top four and qualify for Champions League, as well as
Yep.
offering a trophy. I think Manchester City is challenging for the league, right? In my opinion, I think Manchester City will only probably put out a strong squad because it's Liverpool, or maybe three quarters strong and maybe
Yeah.
some youngsters, right? I think that us we gotta we it may sound harsh, but for some reason I don't have sympathy for these players that getting paid 150,000 a week. You know, Reem, I don't.
No.
For some reason, I don't have sympathy for them. I don't. I was at
All right.
work. I was at work today, trying not to celebrate. I celebrated for players that all the way in Europe. These guys getting paid over £100,000 a week. Play them all. Play them in all four competitions. I'm sorry. Play
And
them.
you outside and you outside any cool.
Oh Lord, don't even, man. Let me even mention that boy.
Let me just get some comments on the inside, fellas. We have some guys on the in the comment section. Arun on the inside. Good evening, brother.
Good afternoon. Good evening, Aaron.
Yeah, Jason coming back on the inside. Thanks for joining, man.
Come on.
Davindra here as well. Good night, buddy. He's saying, given the draw after the next round is only Liverpool or City, could be the big teams remaining. So why not push and secure Ten Hag's first trophy? Yeah, interesting. Siobhan Boneo, thanks for joining, man. Good night. He's saying not prioritize, but it'll be a good trophy for Ten Hag to start. After not winning anything for 5 years, we are in no position to pick and choose what trophy to win.
I like this. I like this. I would
Yeah.
agree with this. It's not a matter prioritizing. You had to be Ten Hag really has to be strategic with how we pick it. I feel after today, he will put McFred to bed finally.
Yeah, boy, McFred. No, boy, McFred. Oh, God. And what about Maguiloff, boy?
Then,
Jeez.
then we'll get to that. Let me finish the comments.
Yeah. JP on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying City is probably the toughest team left. So I say let's go for it. All right. So the general consensus so far is, go for it, right? Kevin James on the inside, good evening, buddy. Good game today. The youngster played well today, but to me, the squad needs some depth for competition like these, and that is absolutely correct.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right. JP also saying here, I think it would be good to help with rebuilding a culture of winning.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Kevin Cave on the inside. Hey, buddy. It's been a
Long
while.
Ah,
time, long time, boy.
It's been a while. It's been a
okay.
while. Yeah. So I mean, I hear you. I hear you. But I kinda undecided on my position, if I'm honest with you all, because I agree that it would be a good trophy to have, but then consider at what cost now,
Yeah.
right? Because games coming so thick and fast, so close between,
What do we
and
what do we get for winning the Carabao Cup? Do we get a trophy and like a playoff in some other competition, or
nope, Carabao Cup is just trophy and Carabao Cup bragging rights.
You sure?
Yeah, it's, not,
I
is
swear,
the
because I
is
don't.
the FA Cup is the one that is give you the
But
I think
European
I
if,
place.
if,
Europa.
yeah, if we
Yeah.
win FA Cup, we go into the Champions League and we play the winner of the Premier League for the Community Shield.
Right. So with the FA Cup, you play the winner the Premier League, right? And
Hopefully,
if the person who win the FA Cup win the Premier League is the runner up in the FA Cup playing the winner of the Premier League, but the Carabao Cup it's a nothing else other than a trophy and probably a couple $1 million in that,
okay.
right? Yeah. So as I was saying, I don't know. I just think it could be a risk, given the bigger fish that we want to catch. That's just my thing.
Yeah.
Kevin said here, I'll never not talk down a trophy. At the end of the manager's career, he'll be measured by trophies. Play the kids in the League Cup is becoming largely outdated. That's very correct.
That
'Cause every team
becoming
that
that gone.
yeah, every
That
team
gone.
all the big teams that played the kids get knocked out.
You feel,
Right?
Yep.
you feel Man City could play kids versus Liverpool? You must be joking, brother man.
Yeah. Simeon saying here, McFred survived the comet, the ice age, the black plague, Y2K. Yeah, boy,
Yeah,
them
but I really feel the luck finally run out.
Siobhan saying here, Donny needs to leave. Boy looks lost. Hey, watch me earlier.
Oh my
Sha.
God.
I don't know,
Dan,
nah. I don't know.
listen, I take back everything I tell Nico about this boy,
It's
I
hard to
think
defend him
today
now,
was-
eh?
Huh?
It's hard to defend him now, boy. It's real
Hard,
hard to
boy.
defend him.
Dan,
Jeez.
that man, you see, he and Maguire, boy, them fellas is a different level of shit, No, and you know what hurting me, boy? I swear, like Maguire being there, like he diarrhea does influence Victor though. Victor is a man normally could play a nice release pass though. That man couldn't pick a proper pass for the game. I watch him, boy, and I say, boy, it's almost, if you watch him, it's almost like he's nervous. He gone from looking so assured when he played with Varane or Martinez to when he played with his good boy.
What's the difference Christian Eriksen made compared to how Donny played today? You can tell.
Dan.
Here now, Christian Eriksen came on and looked better than Fred and Donny combined, right?
Yeah.
Kevin James saying here, qualification for the Conference League, so that's what the Europa League gives you.
That's
Conference
why I
League.
know it have something to.
You mean Carabao Cup?
We shouldn't be in no
Yeah, the Carabao
study in
Cup,
no
sorry.
damn
Yeah.
Conference League.
Yeah, but we ain't still in no Conference League, so if we win that, we there for the bragging rights and the
God
trophy.
knows,
Yeah, no
God
Conference
knows
League.
we get away from that by the skin.
Kevin saying here, League Cup winners gets UEFA competition. I think it's the Conference League, yes. Siobhan saying here, how do you guys think the World Cup would affect our season?
Easy,
We'll come to that,
easy,
Siobhan.
easy.
Don't worry,
We come
don't
into
worry,
that.
don't worry.
Good question, bro. We come into that.
Yeah. So fellas, let me get in, and this is for those in the comments as well. 3-word review of today's game and the team's performance, or the game in a whole. 3-word review. Let me hear you, chef. I sure Phil have his own already. So while chef thinking, let me hear yours.
I haven't, but I'm trying to make it PG.
Some
But I will
Maguire,
go with
sure.
it. Maguire is shit. Dan. Like my 3 words. Dan.
Dan.
But that man ain't good at all,
Yeah, but he really frustrating. Phil, where's yours?
So my 3 words is based on Alessandro Garnacho. My 3 words are: the future is bright.
Future is bright. Yeah. All I want to know what my 3 words is. Martial is crucial. Martial is crucial. All you see that football look different with Martial there, boy? Here now. Anyway.
Not really. But okay.
Anyway. So guys, in the comments, so we get your 3 words too, right? JP saying here, I think Donny rope reaching its end. Yeah, boy.
Reaching?
I know. Kevin saying here, Donny needs a run of games like Dallo needed a run. Maybe not at United, but he needs a run of games at a team in a system conducive to how he plays football. I guess he probably had to go back in Holland by Cave.
Okay, so that that comment was actually made in our Manchester group today, right? And because men are saying that he need to play with men who does play touch and move football. But to me, that is what Manchester playing right now. That is Ten Hag football, touch and move, touch and move, touch and move. But I personally find he does hide from the ball.
Yeah.
And he
He
does
don't like to
hide
hold on to
from
that
the
ball at all.
huh?
He don't like to hold on to that ball at all by
Not only he don't like to hold on, but he actually hides from the ball. Unless the ball have no it have to come to him. Then you today you playing what? The number 10. And this man was out of the game. Like
yeah, bro.
out, out, out. You put him there. You put him on the wing. So then wait, you're playing. If you're playing to play the pivot, the same thing. So oh my God, what again? Done he once.
Yeah,
I
bro.
I agree with King. But so okay, this is what the third or fourth game on the bounce he gets.
Third. Third game on the bounce here.
Third, and so we haven't seen nothing good from
Nothing.
him.
Yeah. Nothing.
Like literally outside of a wild tackle or nothing. He was
Not,
lucky to make that whole his minutes today. He could have got a red card real easy.
sometimes and this based also on what Cave said, the first part of his comment, because the second part he kinda clarify what he mean. But for those who still think Donny needs a run of games, how much more games at a club like Manchester United he's supposed to get, right? Because I think three on the bounce after each performance wasn't really warranting a follow up,
And
appearance.
starting it.
Yeah, and starting. How much before we say, all right, is enough? Because we're not talking about this is not Stoke in the Championship. We're talking about Manchester United, the biggest club, one of the biggest clubs in the world here, right? Where
Yep.
the expectation is to win games and to dominate teams and to play a certain way, especially under Ten Hag.
I gotta say something, right? Because I had this argument with another man that I found who believes in Donny van de Beek, right? Because I tell myself that Donny van de Beek, he's not a difference maker, right? How come Christian Eriksen was able to come on? Oh well, Big Phil, Christian Eriksen has a higher IQ than Donny van de Beek, and Christian Eriksen plays week in week out. I said no problem. How come Garnacho can come on and make a difference, and I get a blue tick? I get the scene. He could have answered. How come Garnacho, who doesn't play week in week out, can come on and make a difference in 2 out of 3 games? Because he didn't play well in the Aston Villa game. He played well in the Sociedad, and he played well today. How come he could come on and make a difference in those 2 out of 3 games? And I get the blue tick again.
Yeah, I
And
don't
here's the
know. I
thing,
don't know.
those two names you call all has basically put fire to the whole thing that a player needs time. Let me be real. They
Mhm.
said Ericsson is class, but he maybe would need time from day one. The only thing Ericsson will do yet is score. But the
Yeah.
man does with a pacemaker. Canacho, the boy get a chance, he take his chance, and he fly with it.
Yeah.
Listen, you know who is living? He's that boy so lucky. He didn't get proper competition, and he really just grew into it. Dalo, he had no competition. Wan Basaka, let me be real.
On the way
One
out.
he only Wan Basaka. So from the time Dalo came back in, and it went game by game. He come back in slow. He had a couple good games, okayish games. He had some games he had nonsense, but they stick with him. Stick with him. I watching that boy play today, and that man just exuding confidence. I watch him get a ball, and he flick it back and beat and go on. And I was like, Dallo wasn't doing that a
But
couple seasons ago.
there's a difference is little things, right? Because obviously Dallo was responsible for the Leon Bailey goal, right? But even
Yeah.
after that, Dallo still played well after that.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like, it's not like the guy head dropped and like Man, I just
No,
scored one goal. No, the man
that is
played
a
well.
huge that is a huge difference with that. Uh, and so maybe it is could the argument then be made that Donny really needs some time away from Manchester United, like how what Dallo went to Milan for a while. I don't know,
But you see,
but he went to Everton, but he was injured.
he went. Yeah, but I think Donny had to go back somewhere where the football more suits how he want or like to play. So probably it's Spain, probably it's Holland, probably it's Germany, but it's definitely not Manchester United. And I don't think it's the Premier League. Guys, let me just get some the 3 word reviews from the comments. And guys, don't forget to like and share the podcast so we can get more people in on the content, right? Um, JP, his 3 word is he's saying that Rashford goal. Yeah, but watch my Rashford before that one. He lucky
Yeah, he's
score here
lucky
now
boy.
because
Yes,
he'd get we are roasting for that first one he missed. All
Dan,
right.
Dan.
Kevin saying give youngsters chances. That's his 3 word. All right, all
Yeah.
right. Simeon
Where's Savage and Equabal?
Iqbal was on the bench, but Savage playing with the he's still with the under the youth team.
And that is my
Simeon,
thing. That is my. I sorry, yeah. I really give. I personally, for me, I don't know about y'all, but you see what, and it goes back to the original thought we were talking about. In this thing, give them fellas and them chances to prove it. In that same midfield. You see that same midfield we want to play Mark freaking Fred? For them, they can't do no worse than Mark Fred, let me be real. They cannot. Because it's like we should be saying we're gonna play Mark Fred, right? But really and truly, Mark Fred ain't it. So
yeah,
and we don't know that. We know some games, some games. So then why not just give the youths and them a chance?
yeah. Siobhan saying here, stay fit, Martial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh
Oh
Lord, yeah.
And
Lord.
that's kind of in line with mine. Martial is crucial, dog. Yeah.
No, we know Marcel is crucial.
Davin just saying here, no squad depth. And you're spot on, boy. Because if we had squad depth, you know we'd have been able to rest Casemiro and Eriksen without even having to bring them on. All right, Darian on the inside, good night, man. He's saying his 3 words, revenge on Villa. You don't know.
Even with that
Jody on the
event,
inside. Blessed evening, Jody. Thanks for joining, man.
Jody, that's your 3 words? That's Jody 3 words?
I think it might be down in the comments. It might be down in the comments.
It come in, it come in. But
Yeah,
Laurie,
David just
man,
saying,
one more.
yeah, the original 3 words, release Harry Maguire. Kevin saying here, Manchester United does not play touch and move, boss. Man City plays touch and move. Every 1 to 4 touches that the ball, he said every 1 to 4 touches that the ball leaves the player's foot. Look at how many touches any United player takes.
No, and I'm saying, but I can't be. But our football is changing.
Yeah, it
Our
is.
football
It
is
is. It is.
changing. It are
It
no two
is.
ways about that.
It have certain
We,
players, I believe, in the squad have that touch and move ilk
yeah,
now. You know, but we just need to get more players on that level for it to be
yeah.
complete. You know, to see that kind of quality. He also saying here, if Donny didn't get so many injuries at Everton, he could have probably been there again. His future might not be at United, but man needs games and in a system conducive to his style. And probably where the expectation to perform at a certain level is also not there because that pressure has been different and not everybody can handle that kind of pressure. All right?
The thing about it is, and you know what, you're probably right that then it's the premise not it for him.
Yeah,
Because
I feel
no matter what club you go at the prem, the pressure there, you know.
you all remember this fella? He was doing so good at Ajax. I can't remember what's his name, boy.
Which
And
one of them?
he
Frankie
went
de
to
Jong.
no he went to he he went to Everton in the Prem. Klassen. I don't know if you remember Klassen, and he went to Everton. He was balling for Ajax,
And then went back to Ajax, no?
but then he went to Germany in the Bundesliga, and then he back at Ajax now.
Yeah,
But this boy, he,
Sebastian Haller as well. Sebastian Haller was shit at it was West Ham,
yeah.
and then tearing it up in Ajax last
So
season.
I guess feel some players who would really thrive in the Dutch system at Ajax. Some of them, I'm not saying it is a blanket statement, but some players just don't fit now, boy. You
Yeah.
know, Jody say, oh, Dallo is mental. Happy for you. Dallo doing real good, boy. Real good.
Yep.
And I guess for him, knowing that he have no competition, he taking advantage of that. Eh? You know, it
Yep.
has some players like Bissaka that get comfortable knowing he didn't have no competition.
Luke
Yeah,
Shaw.
Dallo treating and Shaw, yeah. Dallo treating with that differently, yeah. And that's why I gave him props for. Jody saying, yeah, my true did not, Jody did watch the game. Alright, Jody. David Curtin on the inside, good night, buddy. Thanks for
Good
joining,
night,
man.
brother.
Kevin Treewood, Dallo is mental. Fella is mentally resolute. Yeah. So, guys, so now that we have the three words, covered, and if you guys didn't throw your three words in, feel free to keep it in the comments, right? We go break it up in time. Let me look at the team sheet now, guys, because we were talking about squad depth. We talk about that. We talk about the importance of the Carabao Cup. You know, what were your thoughts on the team sheets?
That was my thought. Big water, rich troops.
What about it? What about it?
Done.
It's an all 18 chef. You seeing Maguire,
Yeah.
you seeing Lindelof, you seeing Fred, you seeing
Yeah.
McTominay. It's an all 18 dog.
Done. I don't want to see.
What more
Let
you
me
want
tell
to
you,
say?
that I don't want to see certain collective players on the field at the same time. Starting with Harry Maguire. You see Harry Maguire, McFred. You see that access of evil. I don't want to see three of them on that picture at the same time at all. Sorry. So when I see that, I shoot one time.
Yeah, and I think that was because even on social media when you saw the team sheet come out, that was the general gist of the fan base. That's, oh gosh, boy,
Yep.
this is our Ollie team. McFred, Magulov. Oh gosh, I mean, the hope is that under Ten Hag's philosophy and his instructions and his coaching and wherever, that you will see something different. But what I
Yeah.
realized earlier, and this could probably be bar Maguire, but when your partner Lindelof, McTominay, and Fred with one of the first choice midfielders or defenders, they just actually look a little better, because
They're
you
a
all
lot
realize,
better.
yeah, because you all realize when Casemiro and Ericsson came on and McTominay actually started to look a little bit better.
He gave his game went up 100%.
Right? And even we've seen in the past when Martinez playing alongside Lindelof, or even when Varane playing alongside Lindelof, has looked a little bit better. Now, I don't want to be
No, 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 not
critical.
little bit. Not little bit.
Well, I mean, he's looked a lot better, but he's
Yeah.
still not the level though. But even I don't even know if there's something to say about Maguire, because I know Maguire a little different. But I guess all we're saying, and I agree with what you're saying there, Chef, all of them together, we can't have all of them together at the
No.
same time.
But here what's going on, because let me rewind it to last season. When you see a lineup of Lindelof, Maguire, Fred, McTominay, you guys in Trinidad, I in Canada, we don't feel motivated. So you can imagine how the other players feel, and they're playing right next to them.
Thank you.
And we all the way. You can, but how we felt last season, and we all the way in Canada and Trinidad. How you take them guys that playing 100 meters away from them feel? How you take them feel? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just got somebody comments here. So Devendra, he still have a true word here. He's saying Ganacho new number 7.
Oh, good Lord, all you easy, 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 easy.
And
Jeez.
I think Ten Hag talk about that tweet. Say he doing good, but let me do rush it. Let me do rush the process,
Please,
right?
loud you.
If the man take the number 7 from the idol, he get a nosebleed, you know.
Yeah,
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 please,
Yeah, a
yeah.
leave him,
nosebleed,
leave him.
boy.
Doing Francis on the inside. Good night, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying no Ronaldo win.
Even wanted to, I
I
feel
like
we
that
could go
one.
a night without talking about Ronaldo.
I like that one though. JP saying here Iqbal keeps making the bench, so why not run him in a game like this? Cause McFred
Correct.
ain't it.
Correct.
Yeah. Kevin saying here, nah. I don't, Phil, how was that first part? One a
He
man
said
sick,
not.
yeah?
He said laugh alone now. One of men sick, yeah.
What I
And
mean?
he's saying that we say something crazy or something like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
we
okay,
sick
okay.
now.
Yeah. You gotta get these men up to speed for rotation purposes. Both Villa and United made 7 changes. Can't expect favorite players to get run to the ground. Big up it here. We won. Let me just respond to
No.
this, Kevin. Now, for what Villa doing, I think Villa have a little more quality and depth than us. That's one. Two, as we noted before, we don't have a problem playing them fellas, you know, right? But we realize when they play together, especially that quartet, you just
Yeah.
see how far off we are at the level that we would want to be as a team. So probably mix
Yep.
it up a little bit. So probably I think in terms
So,
of rotating, Ten Hag gotta mix it up a little bit rather than just play one midfield and a next midfield.
exactly. Exactly, Reed. So instead
Yeah.
of playing rotation, yes, because we don't want to run down the first team players. But then we have Iqbal and them benching. We had them Savage not even making it. Let them fellas and them play. That is all.
Yeah. The Vindra saying here, you could put Maguire with prime Ramos. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, nobody like Maguire anyway. But today,
Dan
Maguire had me
Maguire, but
panicking every time he had that ball
so,
in there.
boss, is
You
it just
see?
me? I want to only understand. Is it
Chef,
just me?
it can't be just you, bro. You know how much men are cursing Maguire all last season. You gonna curse
Wiki,
No,
Maguire
Wiki.
all last season.
I want to talk about just. Let me talk about today, Phil.
But the usual
Boy
sus-
doesn't get
the
nervous.
usual the usual suspects got yellow cards today. Watch it over. The usual suspects. Scott
Dan,
McTominay.
or you don't get
Maguire.
nervous anytime he touching that ball.
You always see when he get the ball and he try to shield and make it turn and what's his name?
Oh,
Oh gosh, the striker from Watkins almost nick it off him. I
Watkins.
say, my God, Maguire play with fire in the back here.
Maguire
Hey, here
lucky he
now.
ain't get a red card, you know.
Hey, here now.
Maguire must have got a red card for that second dotage tackle, you know.
Karen Ragbir on the inside. Thanks for joining, Karen.
Hey, Karen.
She's saying Maguire a little different, you say?
Yeah.
Kevin, which quartet? Yes, this is the quartet I'm talking about. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is them. That is
We
them.
don't want four of them together at all.
Yeah, mix them
Oh,
up.
three and a half.
Yeah, mix them up. Mix them up. Mix them up, Kevin. That's what I'm saying. You right? Play Casemiro with Fred and Bruno or Ericsson and
Right.
McTominay or
Who
something.
is
Do
the
something
other? Who is the
different.
next fit centre back? Tandon?
Maguire. Nah, it's not this. Maguire, Varane,
Everybody on loan. Phil Jones hiding.
With Jones.
Jones take collecting he pay and chilling.
Jones collecting the pay, brother man.
Yeah, he probably on vacation somewhere.
Jones is a hospital patient who just happens to be at Manchester United. That's all.
Kevin James saying here, just my crazy thinking. But watching that McTominay goal, what are your guys' thoughts on playing him as a? Oh God, Kevin, come on, man.
Kevin, you
Oh
have a middle
God.
name, but you make me shame, you know. Kevin,
But
I
he,
think like
but he did say, you know, fair to him, he did say just my crazy thinking, right? So he admitted a crazy thought, right? So we go ease him. He admits
yeah,
up
no, but
front.
listen, if nothing else, Scotty have nice goals in him, man.
Every
No, let me be
600
real.
games. Every 600 games.
Man, that goal, he's
Scott used to
trying
be a
to bend it around the post.
Scott used to be a striker, you know.
Yeah, he used to. But that was probably when he was 5, right?
Man, that one he tried to bend around the post. If that
No, but that was a good shot.
score,
Yeah,
or
that was
if
a
it
good shot. That was a good shot.
connected.
That was
I
that was a
actually
good
enjoyed
shot.
that shot.
Yeah, that was a good shot. And he took his goal well. He ran off.
He
And I
took his
think
goal well.
and even Eric Ten Hag spoke about him running off the ball movement. in the box,
Yeah.
Bruno off the ball movement in the box. So them fellas and them late runs, they could do them thing. He might have a little bit of
Uh,
knowledge, right?
Big
the
man,
Come
ball,
on, Kevon.
we could have put about
Come on,
six.
man.
We could have put about 6 in Aston Villa today, buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
there was a play where Scotty capped the man. The man comes, Scotty capped him, oops, and pass off the ball. A ball. Yes, I said, look, my player.
Yeah,
Look,
nah,
my player.
you know what is annoying me about McTominay? You see that jogging back when he don't get beaten, that team counter and we quick. You see that
Yes.
jogging back. That is boiling my blood in it.
That's pissed me off, boy.
Yeah, boy. David Curtin saying here, I disagree with Ten Hag to try Maguire in a new position. He was performing so well in the centre bench. The man had to rotate, the man had to play. Watchman, Watchman Southgate said the man is one of his best defenders. Oh,
We could talk about that after the following game.
yeah. Kevin saying here, Maguire Real had me panicking, but you and everybody else in this whole world who's a Man United fan, we.
No, but watch the nonsense cave talking after.
But Maguire up to speed is less mistakes. Not perfect, but he can do a job when he is up to speed.
That's not good enough.
Is he up to speed a play on words, or are you actually like
Talking about the pace?
yeah?
Because
It's sarcasm, there, Kevin? Tell me. It's sarcasm?
I feel it's sarcasm.
Yeah. Sir Jones on his testimonial, yeah.
And this is his last year in his contract too, right?
I mean, I guess we had a couple losses because nobody go pay for him, so he going for free
Right.
and whatever.
Nah, hopefully, in the next 2 years, he will be sitting down next to Roy Keane and Gary Neville on Sky Sports, buddy.
Talking. Yeah,
Oh,
for real.
but yeah, Jones talk. Lord.
Javid on the inside, hey buddy, thanks for joining,
Hey,
man.
Jav.
Yeah, he's saying Scott played well. Fred and Van der Beek below
In the
average.
second half.
Scott only started to play good when
In
Casemiro and
the
Ericsson
second
came
half.
in.
Get
Javid.
that in.
Yeah.
Dan, listen, we play a different level of garbage in that first half, you know.
Midfield that is. Midfield. You all see that true ball where Fred take the extra touch to put Marcus
Yes.
Rashford through?
But
And then somebody-
Rashford had to stay on site.
No,
Don't
but
get me mad about that.
I blaming Fred for that, Phil.
No, that was
Fred
Fred
take-
Phil.
Fred
That was
take that
Fred,
extra
Phil.
touch. That extra
That
touch Fred
extra-
didn't need to take.
If you watch
Yeah,
that play,
I remember. But
if he had released that ball, Rashford was getting a proper true ball onto goal.
The one question I got asked is why we not taking advantage of these slow ass centre backs? If you go back to
Yes.
Newcastle, where we could have taken advantage of Dan Burn, who is molasses going up a hill. Why not take advantage of Ashley Young, who was
Tell me this.
and Marcus
I
Rashford?
asked myself that today. I saying Rashford, you are seeing Sunderland in front of you, know, with all due respect to Ashley Young. And don't get me wrong, Ashley Young is a favorite player of mine.
Yeah, I find he had a decent game today too.
He had a good game.
Yeah.
But that being said, 37-year-old, if Ashley Young was on that pitch when Garnacho come on, he get a red card. Sure.
He getting roast.
Garnacho would have had that going mad. And the thing is, a couple times, Rashford did take it to him. He couldn't catch him, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, Rashford, why you not going at this man?
Because Garnacho came on and Garnacho was showing that he was going at them.
Yeah.
He was taking players on.
That had
Arun
to take
saying
off
here-
Young.
Yeah, Arun saying here that ball from Garnacho though. Yeah, could get used to seeing
Good
those.
God,
Yeah,
that was
Garnacho had
a beautiful ball.
quality ball.
You don't want a
is
better
Mings
ball
it
than
beaten?
that.
Is
Huh?
Mings it beaten? Mings in?
Yeah.
Well, look at that.
Mings
biggest
come
defender
on.
on the pitch.
Mings come on and cause all kind of mad thing.
But
Bruno-
Mings is one of the most overrated defenders in the
Yeah,
Premier
yeah,
League.
he real crazy.
So this
man.
is why when
Mings.
people were talking about why Mings miss out on World Cup, I was like, Dan, it's Mings we
shit.
talking about, you know?
That man of shit. He
Yeah,
got
he's rubbish.
Mings. If you're watching this here, Mings, you have citizenship with the beautiful island of Barbados. You have a better chance of getting in the Barbados national team than playing for England. His heritage, Tyrone Mings has Barbados heritage. He has a better chance of being the centre back and captain for Barbados national team. We ain't gonna get far, but he got a better chance. Okay.
The only Englishman defender could probably feel a little hard done is Tomino. Outside of that,
Or Tomori, yeah, from AC Milan, yeah.
yeah. Outside of that, and that's the sad thing.
Well, Tomori and Tammy Abraham.
No, I said centre backs.
Or something about, I thought you mean like English
Yeah,
players in
yeah, yeah.
general. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Tomori,
Um,
definitely.
Dwayne saying here, one thing I like, Ten Hag learn his opponents real quick,
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
but the
Yeah,
players are letting him down.
yeah.
He did say, in the first game when we played Aston Villa, that was Good Evening's first game. He said he wasn't sure, he didn't know how Aston Villa were going to play, so he was kind of shooting in the dark, right? But today he came a lot more prepared, and the guys were up for it today.
Yeah.
So I mean, so yeah, credit to Ten Hag, but them fellas are them
Villa,
really had
Villa,
up the game
Villa
too.
showing that new manager bounce, boy.
Yeah. Um, Karen saying here, I don't think any of our coaches ever pay attention to Phil's recovery or ever try to slowly integrate him back into the team. I think
That's
all he did in
actually
a
not a bad statement in truth,
no, I
no.
think he did in a but then them realize is because I think the plan. All right, so let me put it this way, Karen. I think the plan was always to get him fit to sell him. It was never to get him fit to integrate him into the team. No, that's my thing.
The man
So
got a point there. The man has a point. Yeah, it's true.
yeah, so the
What
kind
is
of
his salary?
attention.
100,000.
Okay,
Flat.
I think so. Yeah, he was on the same as Justin Lingard last season.
So we paying a man 100,000 a week to not play him, but
yeah, yeah. Because we lost his. Who gonna pay? Who
must,
gonna give you a transfer fee for you?
That's how it's a
must
government
be
job. Right?
nice.
Who gonna give you a transfer? Who gonna pay us a transfer fee for Phil Jones?
That it's getting paid a lump sum of money just to do nothing. But that sounds like the
We-
ultimate Caribbean government job.
Big
Dwayne,
facts.
Dwayne said here the best thing that could have happened is Martial not going to the World Cup. Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
agree
yeah.
with that. He could
You-
stay.
it would have been wickedness to force Marcel to get fit to go that World Cup. He don't need that right now.
Yeah. I think he will do
Not
well
to
with a little
mention,
rest.
all
and
you see them strikers France have.
Yeah,
Good
boy.
grief.
We could talk about that on the weekend.
But I still
Yeah.
I still feel Martial fit and in form making that France squad.
Nah.
Right? But
But anyhow, there we
I'm
go.
telling you. Keep saying here,
Scott and-
Scott and Fred do not have the IQ and leadership / mentality to be paired in midfield together. Paired
Facts.
with one Ericsson or Casemiro, and they are different players. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what we
Yeah.
were saying earlier. So he's spot on the cave. He also saying here, respect Young. He played good today because he lacks pace. His spacing was mostly
Agreed.
proper, and he
Young
was able
had
to
a
make
good,
them
but
to time
but
his
Young
tackles.
chip score, Young, and on top of that,
He got
Young
assists.
one of Young passes make a goal.
Yeah. Javid saying here we had some really good runs, but the passes never came. Now because you see, Ericsson was watching the game from on the side. If Ericsson was on the
Yep.
pitch, judgment. But earlier, it's not concerning earlier that we won injury on Ericsson away from really
Pain.
having a painful midfield.
Pain.
Because all you see that difference from the time Ericsson came on, you all see how different we look in midfield. We get
Yep.
to look better
Yep.
in terms of
And it's not-
the intelligence,
and it's not
the
just
passes.
Ericsson, eh? No, it's less pressure on Bruno to do that work. Bruno
Yeah.
can make more off the ball runs.
And
It's
press.
a huge difference. And
Yeah.
that is my worry. So playing Macfred is not no plaster. All that is a plaster.
It's a
So here
plaster.
what? Let me find a solution. So
Yeah.
if we haven't brought in players, then play one the same way. Ganacho get a chance on the wing. And listen, Ilanga and Sancho worried right now, you know. So give one of them youth men and them a chance. Who knows what will happen?
I got amplify a comment that Chef just made with regards to Bruno, right? Because I think Bruno was by himself last season in terms of being creative and also how to score goals as well.
Yep.
So bringing in the likes of even Garnacho could be creative as well too, right? Garnacho, Ericsson, Casemiro is also creative, but those three can take some load off of Bruno. right?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Bruno does try sometimes a long ball every now and then and give it away, but it's not as bad as last season because he
No,
doesn't have to
it's
have
definitely not as bad. Look how we remember we was cussing whole last season about him and his passing. Yeah.
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 Also, somebody asked the question: Ericsson going to the World Cup? He is. Yeah.
I don't mean to sound, biased earlier, but I wouldn't be worried or concerned if all the teams that have Manchester United players get knocked out early, and I wouldn't mind, I'd be honest with you, I wouldn't mind. I don't
Listen,
care if Morocco
The
play
Manchester
Senegal in the
United,
final and all. I don't mind, Let my
the
Man United
Manchester
players
United
get knocked out in the
bias,
group
and
stage,
man, the Manchester United bias, and man, want to agree with you. I want my players to do well too, man.
Boy, let them do well for Manchester United, right? Um, okay, just now, all right. Yeah, Dwayne saying here from the juniors, McTominay was not a midfielder; he was a striker. Just a note.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, Anderson on the inside. Good night, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. He said
Night, bro.
McFred always have been a waste of space. Two players doing the job for one.
Yeah, well, we know that. That has been our problem.
Enter Casemiro.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Carabao game 3 days up. 3 days
After the World Cup finals.
But as I mentioned earlier, the good thing is that most teams would have been out of Dubai, and players would have gone back to the clubs or whatever by that time. It's only the last
Unless
four
they're in the
teams.
finals.
Yeah, it's only the last four teams who will be really affected by those close games after the final. But most teams would have been back home already.
Yeah,
So I'm not too worried unless the big teams have involvement. Cave saying, Phil, same thing we said last season. A proper coach will tell Bruno to cut down on some of the unnecessary long balls, and we'll see a difference in his
Well,
game
yeah.
that will benefit the team. And boom, here we are.
That's part.
Of course.
That is part of it as well too. But I think a majority of the load that Bruno had to carry was because Sancho wasn't the Sancho from Dortmund. Rashford was giving away the ball a lot, and Fred and Scott aren't creative, right? Let's be real. The next probably creative person after Bruno last season, in my opinion, that was actually pulling off passes was probably Victor Lindelof.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
That's what bad it was, right? So.
And yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Earlier Jody said he's still okay. So Jody have his wife or his daughter or like is either Lexi or your wife messaging on his behalf. All right, Jody.
Okay,
We
no
appreciate
problem.
that.
Thank you.
Dream Chase on the inside, man. Good night. Thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying we
Night,
ain't had a
Nicholas.
worry. England getting knocked out early.
We could talk
Yeah,
about that on the weekend.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, okay. I was tempted to say something, but I will hold it.
We could talk about it on the weekend, man.
You kept saying since Bruno signed, he was already in creator. I think Rashford was next. Right? And Dwayne saying
At times. But Rashford was so inconsistent.
Yeah, but Rashford any finalists except Brazil, Denmark, and Portugal, and we good.
Oh boy, man. When I met hungry to talk about World Cup, man.
We're gonna talk about World Cup.
That's good. I like it.
But guys, I had a talk about what we saw today, because I remember I had asked last show if the performance against Aston Villa was a one-off or something that we had to be concerned about. And today kind of prove that we have a style of play, we have a philosophy, and last week was really probably a one-off because the team came out, determined, the team came out ready, and we pinned Aston Villa back. I don't know if that may have been part of the game plan to sit back and play the counter, but nonetheless, we really dictated
In
the
the second
football
half, you
something.
mean?
No, for the game, even in the first half, because we were in control of the game. We just didn't show. We were just not able to break down, a defensive line and really create clear-cut chances. But we controlled the game. We dictated the football. We had all the possession, right? I think
But
second
we didn't
half
have
we
no
came out.
shots on goal, though.
Yeah, but we held on to the ball and we kept the ball
Yeah,
moving,
but
right?
Reem, here's my thing to that though. Sometimes you could hold on to the ball and do nothing. I personally, I'm not lying to tell you, my take on that first half is that was one of the most poor first half we've had for the entire season. That
I,
is how much.
I I might probably agree with you in the sense of executing what we had intended to do. But I thought we move around the ball properly. I thought we tried, to create something. You saw a couple balls over the top that just didn't come off properly, right?
Definitely.
And I think Phil had mentioned the offsides because we had a couple players offside a couple times. So if they had time, they
Yeah,
run better. And then even that chance with Fred, because sometimes all you need is one goal and the floodgates could open,
yeah.
right? So that one through ball that
That
Fred
was a
delayed to
crucial
pass,
that was a crucial offset.
yeah. And I think it's really the second half when Villa score. That is when the game opened up. Because remember, most times in a cup game, people it'll be a little cagey. And I think somebody had mentioned that they thought it would have been a little bit of a cagey.
How Villa score? Are we scoring 90 seconds afterwards?
Yeah.
And Sabak.
Villa drop asleep. Villa drop asleep. And there's always say, because I mean, all of we play football here, there's
There's
always say the
always
best
say
time
the
to
most
score.
dangerous time is as you score.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I thought we really kind of dominated possession, right? I feel in terms of executing in the areas that matter the most for us is where we kind of lacking,
Yeah.
and I think we will continue to improve, right? Um, Once the game open up with the kind of weapons we have, I think we will always be a real threat. It's just a matter of being clinical because I find we still throwing away plenty good chances.
Yeah, agreed.
We're not finishing good
Agreed.
chances. And I mean, I can't tell 11
The,
last week scored more than 2 goals. So today
yeah,
was helping.
the margins, and that's what we talk about. In the Prem is a lot of times is about margins. You don't always get games where it go down the 3, 4, 5. Most games, So and it's them little things as you rightfully just said, does open up a game. So you aside have a wall, but you pong one on them, and they have to open to come at you, and more
Correct.
does come.
Correct. Correct. And that's what happened in the second half because our goal come and score and we come back one time and counter punch and then the game was
Yeah.
crazy. And I mean it was
And
enjoyable as
and
well.
Villa try to go basically toe to toe with us, and that could not work.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
must, I
My
must, I must, I must say, I give it to you, Nori, but I must say Dubravka kind of impressed me today as well. Too. I like Dubravka's passing out from the back.
Yep, me too.
Plus,
yeah,
He
Eric Lewis on
starts
the
he starts
inside.
to play quick.
Yeah, and he agreed with you. He said the Bravka had more touches than done in the first half.
And that's not a not wrong.
Yeah. He also saying first half was a snooze fest.
yeah,
I
Agreed.
mean, I mean, it all depends on how you look at it. If you look at it from a tactical point of view and you try to see what Man United was trying to do and what Villa was trying to do, then yeah. But if you're looking at it for purely entertainment purposes, well, then yeah, you can say that's a snooze fest. That's just how I see it. Um, Javid saying here maybe for future show, given the development of Dalo, which who left prematurely could have been a real contributor to this team under Ten Hag. That is, yeah. Pogba. I know men are going to hear that. Men want to hear that. Watch him. Pogba. Oh, look, can you imagine Pogba on that Ten Hag, boy? Jeez.
Thank God I would never have to imagine.
a fit Pogba.
I fit Pogba, yeah.
That man play a game for Juventus, yeah.
Yeah, boy. Ja.
We talking about a physically fit Pogba or a mentally fit Pogba.
Both, sir. Both,
Because
sir.
Pogba brain ain't good too, eh?
Yeah, well, for Ten Hag, what have to do with that, man? Yeah,
Huh?
because watch me. Up to last season, we were saying the same thing about Rashford brain, and it seemed to be working a little bit better now. So,
Yeah.
come on, man. Come on, man. Pogba wanna be a monster on that Ten Hag, boy.
Pogba, and then I tell you, in terms of players that I really like and rate and disappointment, I think, to be honest, Pogba had to be to the top of that list, because I
No,
was
top of the list for me is Balotelli.
yeah. No, but we
Ballot.
talk Manchester United players
Okay, yeah. Pogba.
who
It had to
are,
be
who are really
Pogba. It had to be
expecting
Pogba.
how to be
Yeah,
Pogba.
yeah.
Because listen to me, I was one of them. Was mad at Fergie for selling him the first time around, you know. Because I did so like this youth, you know. But boy,
I think Pogba shall hold you a little bit in a boy, but anyway, it don't happen already. What's
what?
happened.
Pogba didn't want to stay by us.
Yeah. Jody's saying here. Jody's person saying. Jody say it's because Marcel come back with score those goals. I'm glad you know it, Jody. I'm glad you know. Right? Because trust me, that goal Marcel scored, your boy was missing that, And I seen it in big. Right?
Nobody was missing that.
Wow. The kind of goal I see Ronaldo miss this season. I wasn't putting it past Ronaldo to miss that sitter.
Yeah,
Can't go so with that comment now. But Pogba hands down. He's a
But it's
coconut.
true. But it's
Boy,
true, chef.
he would have been given Ten Hag problems, and Ten Hag would have sent him in a dungeon because Ten Hag wasn't taking no nonsense of no player.
Here what going on, right? Two things happen, Phil, chef, that you're not taking into consideration. One, and I say it with all due respect, Raiola is no longer with us. He was a troublemaker. That's one issue that done solve already. And two, you see how Ten Hag came in and stamped his authority. And for Pogba to still be here, that means his whole contract situation and his future would have been sorted already. And that was always up in question. So that would not be a discussion point again. Right? So the issue would have really been Pogba focusing on his football and staying fit. And I think he would have sorted that out. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking to me? Right. Pogba, we done past Pogba. Let me move on.
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, let me talk about this Europa League draw. This mafia thing, right? It had some videos circulating. No, before we get into the actual discussion, let me just come on about conspiracy theories, right, Chef?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know you're the boss at that.
So it had this video circulated. I don't know if you see it, Phil, with how the fella was rolling the ball, right? And he hand touched that one ball by Chef by, and he hand roll and roll and
I
roll.
know the video you're talking about.
I see it, but I
That's right.
and I'm smiling. So continue.
This thing set up, right? And I'm willing to risk it, and I'm willing to risk them pull down this video, right? For wherever. But this thing set up. I don't care what nobody tell me.
But Reem and Phil,
Yeah.
let's be honest with each other here. Y'all were surprised?
Yeah, well,
No.
that was the question I was about to throw to people in the comments. People in the comments, are you surprised that Manchester United, after being in a saga for the entire summer with Barcelona and Frankie de Jong, are you guys in the comments surprised that we drew Barcelona? Are you surprised? No. Oh, Frankie de Jong will never play a game at Old Trafford in the Europa League. What could be happening next year?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Yeah. I am not surprised. At the end of the day, it was either Ajax or Barcelona that I thought we were going to get, but I was more pointing towards Barcelona. But don't get me wrong. Some people thought that we would have gotten Barcelona later on. I said no, we possibly going to get Barcelona.
I really thought they would have rigged it so that we would have played them in the finals.
Also, when I got to start putting up CR and Lewandowski posters, one man is in form and one man is past it, you hear?
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Put up these CR and Lewandowski posters, I get worried, okay? Don't do that to me.
Yeah. No, but I be honest with you. I mean, when you look at it from the mafia standpoint, right? This game bigger than any other tie in Europe. Tell me a bigger tie. Or the biggest one, the other one is PSG Bayern, right?
Yeah.
But those two are the only two ties across Europe.
Yeah. There's no two ways about that.
Probably we could
Even
throw.
with these clubs being in the state they are right now,
Yeah.
that's the biggest tie in football
Yeah.
right now.
So you Europa League gonna get a big whatever money gonna come through from that game because you have two of the
enough
yeah
revenue to be generated in them next two
Yeah,
games.
yeah
the viewership is gonna be crazy.
that's a massive and they can't risk that game not taking place in the fear that one get knocked out, you know, so they have
Yeah,
to say let me take it now, right? It's a
yeah.
knockout
And
game.
Don't get me
and
wrong, Liverpool and Real
here's the
Madrid.
thing.
I was saying Liverpool and Real
Here's
Madrid
here's
is a big fixture as well too, right? Because Salah wants revenge and what's not, right? But based on what you guys saw in the summer, just know that whole saga, Lord, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. Yo, if FCR send me through in the 97th minute with a bicycle kick, boy,
Taking that.
I messed with all the Barcelona fans on my phone, boy. Look.
Yeah, we taking that.
Or a Frankie De Jong one goal, even better.
But fellas, let me be real, right? How? Let me just get some comments, and I want to ask this question. Earlier, let me how to ask this question, but because I know it's easy for us as fans to say we want to win this game, we want to beat them, but you already think we could take down Barcelona over two legs, right? Hold that thought. Let me get some comments, right? JP saying here, yeah, we would have seen the Yaya version of Pogba. I agree with that. I agree with that full. Right, Javed saying here, it is possible Andres Pereira would have been better to keep than Van de Beek. Which one is more inconsistent?
That is an interesting point.
actually that's actually not that bad.
That's an interesting show, I must say.
Let me tell you something.
The
Pereira.
preseason Pirlo.
No, we've seen Pereira here for how much years and he has not stepped up. So what Pereira is proving is that Donny van de Beek needs to go somewhere else. That is all it proving.
Yeah.
It's not proving that he could come
A
Pereira and
smaller-
be better. It just proving that
a smaller pool.
yeah, that is all. So if Van de Beek go to a small club, he'll do well. That is all.
That
proven
only
in
watch
my opinion.
Andres play.
Yeah, he doing good. He watch me, chef. He's the main man when I say at Fulham. You know.
Fulham. Yeah.
First name on the team sheet. You know.
It's not Mitrovic.
Well, Mitrovic,
Nah.
yeah, but he's one of the main men.
Andres, boy.
Yeah.
Andres, I watch it. And you know something? He's a player. If you all remember, he came out same time with Jesse. Both of them
Very
made
talented.
United team, and he was a player. I used to get mad because I find, boy, them giving this shit on Lingard all these chances and Pereira ain't getting it. And boy, I don't know, boy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you though.
Yeah, let him go there where he could be, you know, how they say it, one eye man is king in blind man country.
He may firing shots at Chef tonight, boy. Jesus Christ, boy.
Kevin said, Chef is a fake chef. Pogba would show you how to cook. Men don't want to admit Pogba's first 3 seasons were largely positive. The last 3 frustrating with injuries.
That, you know. Oh, man, see, first 3 seasons can be largely positive when more than 50% of the time he was injured. How?
No, not his first 3 seasons, chef. Not
Hey,
the last 3 seasons.
he
was
ain't
injured.
play 1 season for us, full whole season. Check it, and you know that. He did
I
not
gotta
play
check that back.
1 season for us without being injured.
We
gotta check that back.
gonna move off of Pogba, man. But
Yeah.
Dream Chaser saying here, I know it was between Barca and Ajax.
Yeah, we wasn't surprised.
Yeah, the narratives around those 2 teams, yeah, it would have been expected. Javid also, no surprise, would have expected the organization would have wanted to keep the big teams till the final.
Yeah.
Well, that's still kind of risky now, but you had to
I
pay
will,
for referee for that.
I will tell all this. I'll tell all this something. Just my personal thing. I wish we was playing them next week.
Barcelona
Yes. And you know what is my reasoning for that?
with Varane. Oh,
Well, all right. So then, not next week, next month.
And Lissandro Martinez missing the first leg.
First leg.
Judgment.
Yep.
God,
Yep.
man. Oh, God.
Because here's the thing, right? We missing players too. but they're missing players too,
Yeah,
namely in the defense. And by January, February, them players will be fit. But you know what? By January, February, our players will be fit too.
true.
So I ain't
Yeah.
worried.
Um, who say Ronaldo would be there to face Barca and he leaving in
True.
January? That what he's
True,
saying.
true, true.
Yeah.
I
He's saying we go see
I
him
don't know
Pereira
about
this
that,
weekend.
Or they really or they really feel on a seriousness though. You all really feel a team is gonna take CR in January?
They'll have to be
I don't know.
really desperate. Really
Yeah,
I
desperate.
don't see
I
that.
don't feel so. Yeah, I don't feel
I
so.
don't see that. Listen, if they didn't take him for whole summertime, they will take him in January. I don't see
Correct.
that.
Correct. Correct.
So you will be right
Um,
here.
yeah. Eric Lewis saying here, not surprised. The FIFA Mafia Reddit looking forward to its replay at home last. So it's replaying
Last.
the
Yeah.
home. Yeah, yeah, correct. He also saying here, United versus Barca will likely draw the biggest viewership ever for the Europa League game. That's
Yeah,
correct.
yeah, yeah.
Bigger,
Definitely.
bigger than them finals than them.
Bigger than
Yeah.
them finals.
So, fellas, let me be real. Let me consider all things considered, as they say. And which all things considered will also include the fact that we do have Martinez for the first leg, right? But
Yeah.
over two legs are talking about here. Do
Yeah.
you all think we can overcome the Catalan?
Yes. Once Varane is fit, once we start Varane and Lindelof in defense, I respect Barcelona's midfield because I think the next to, two hottest youngsters are Pedri.
Pedri and Gabi.
Well, I mean, in terms of like Europe, I think it's Pedri and Jude Bellingham. Those are the two hottest youngsters coming up for me, right? So I
Yeah.
respect. I saw how Pedri played for Spain in the Euros. Every single minute he played, and he
He
also
don't
played
stop.
for Barcelona. So he is
He
definitely
don't
a
stop.
player to watch out for. Now, as much as some people will say that fans are going to boo Frankie De Jong, Frankie De Jong is still a quality player on his day as well
Top
too.
quality.
A quality player. Barcelona lacks a defense. Okay,
Yeah.
that is where Barcelona's weakness is as well too. Right. Um,
Especially in the wing back position.
Correct. Barcelona also are good up front with Lewandowski. That's one guy that can never write off, right? Usman Dembele, for some reason, is not injured and picking up form. So
He catch himself. He catch
he's
himself
another
now.
man that can use both feet as well too, right? I
Yep.
think he is the most fouled player in the Champions League. After he's the most fouled player in the Champions League, followed by I think it's Vinicius and Mbappe, right?
Right.
Or has the most dribbles or something like that, right? So he is another person to watch out for. So Barcelona's strike force and midfield, you gotta respect. But at the end of the day, Barcelona are still there for the taking because I expect Casemiro and Varane to be up for that game.
Yep.
I expect them to be. I'd
Chef?
have it there.
For me, I like our chances. I am not gonna play mad and say, "Oh God, we're gonna beat them." But I not tell you, I like our chances because I seeing where our football wants to go. I also watch, you know, a fair amount of Barca games too, so I know what Barca could give you. Key thing is to cut off that supply to Lewandowski because the one player who is consistent at Barca is that man. He will score. But you had to cut off the supply from him. So this game is definitely going to be won in defense. Also, it's going to be won by margins, just as we talk about. So you get your opportunity to score. It can't be you're scoring for every four you score one. Nah. You get your chances, you have to put away your chances. So as a rightfully, Casemiro, and it's probably going to be Casemiro, Ericsson, Bruno, going to be the midfield. Them fellas going to have to work. But I'll tell you something too. I would not be surprised if it is Casemiro with Scott in that midfield too. Real talk. I would not be surprised.
Chef, I would cry because Pedro gonna run circles around the court, boy. Oh boy.
I hope not. And also, Lord Father, I don't want to see Harry Maguire near that pitch.
Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
Here is my thing, fellas, right? I want to be a little bit of a devil's advocate in the sense that I want to kind of, just throw the challenges that we face at Man United because of the Premier League, right? Now, around February, we have a real tight fixture list.
Oh yeah.
Right? We're going to be playing like 3 games a week, while Barca will be playing 1. Right? Barca has a bigger squad, more quality in depth. So it's
You might so?
Hear me out. It's quite talking about Busquets, Gavi, Pedri. That's first 3. Then you're looking at De Jong,
Kessie.
Kessié, and
Kessie.
who's the next person? Phil, this play midfield. Tell our next guy, I can't remember his name. But that's their midfield trident. Then up top, you're looking at Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Dembele. Then after that, you're looking at Depay.
Rafinha is a flop, boy.
Then you have Memphis.
But then again,
you have
Memphis, Fati, Torres.
And so
Right,
Fati
so
is another one to watch out for as well too. Yeah.
Right, so I looking at the kind of quality in depth that team have. They don't have as much games as we have, right? So I looking at the freshness and the energy levels coming into this game. Now I know the moment could kind of that adrenaline could push you through, right? But the other thing is Xavi, he further ahead in terms of Barca's development under his management. So I guess looking at all these different factors to see how it could work against us, because right now our squad baiting. If Casemiro not playing, we in trouble. Look, we panicking because Martinez can't play that game. We hoping that Varane will pick up an injury in World Cup, because remember he just stand up on ball and damage his foot and all kind of thing, right? That's how clumsy Varane's injuries been happening now. The first one that kept him out, somebody kicked the ball and hit his ankle against City. The next one he running down Aubameyang and kick his own back or something so. So I don't know what's gonna happen to Varane in World Cup.
Yeah, boy.
So you could imagine, let me just say, Chef and Phil, that Varane pull up in World Cup. We go in that first leg with Maguire and Lindelof, All right, but anyway, by that, let me just say Varane, all is well. Look at our fixture schedule, guys. Look at we squad depth. I just think it could be a tall ask, and I mean, I hope once we have a fully fit squad, I fancy we chances, right? But we had to be clinical on the day. We had to know what we're doing. We had to execute everything to perfection in order to beat Barca. Now this is not the Lionel Messi Barcelona of yesteryear, right? They could be beat. I agree with Oli on that. They could be beat, but I just find it have too much externals that fighting us more than Barca.
To beat them, we will have to play close to the perfect game.
Yeah, I agree with that. And 2 games, Chef, not one alone.
And over 2 legs.
Yeah, boy. 180
But
minutes.
I will tell you something. That first leg in Spain is the one. Yeah. Away goals don't count again, right?
No. Yeah, that's all.
Nice.
That's all they do.
Right. So that first leg, we had to say something in that first leg. And yeah, I don't want to talk more negative, talk and put it in the air. But I don't want to say nothing, about keeping down score line and all them kind of notations.
We're going to win.
But yeah, we're going to win.
Yeah.
Or draw.
Anderson saying here, who knows if January will bring in additions, and that I mean, welcome additions. Yeah. Because God knows we need it.
Taking a striker and a playmaker.
Yeah, and probably a right back or something, because Dallo need cover.
Yeah.
Right. So fellas, we've come to the end of the show today. Just to recap, we have defeated Good Evening and his boys, and they will be going back focusing on the league while we will be moving forward in the Carabao Cup. We have Burnley up next, and I think that's next month. That is after the World Cup.
After the World Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so let's see how Ten Hag treats with this. Let's hope that everything works and that we could cup. We first. I think that's the first trophy in the season, like the earliest one that he could cup. So let's see how that one goes. And I think it's working out perfectly for us because two big giants meeting to knock out one. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so guys, I think that brings us to the end of the show. Thank
Yeah.
you to Chef and Phil for joining. Hey, Olia, tomorrow Nico's celebrating his Earth Strong, so big up yourself,
Hey,
Nico.
yeah, boy.
happy 60th, my brother.
I was saying 61st, but Chef said 60th. So I get it out, man.
Yeah, so yeah, Nico. So if you're watching, big up yourself.
Blessings, my brother.
Yeah, buddy. So guys, have a good one.
Mm.
Don't forget Facebook, YouTube. Go give us a subscription there. And we'll see you all on the next one, guys. Have a good one.
Blessings.